was just a fireball and travelled so fast.
I just saw flames all up on the hill behind my house.
It was Armageddon, I'll tell you. That fire coming in, burning all over.
Nowadays, even the past years, wildfires or bushfires are very much seen over the news. It has brought a lot of problems to the world, especially to the people who lost properties and suffered a lot because of this. Some encountered respiratory problems because of the poor air quality caused by the smoke. Forest fires happen a lot and force the animals to evacuate their habitats and burn down everything in its path, like trees, bush, and brush. There are three elements needed for fire to occur: oxygen, heat, and fuel. While the reasons for wildfires are burning debris, unattended campfires, electrical power, discarded cigarettes, equipment use, and malfunction, vehicle crashes and engine spark, arson, lightning, and many more. There are also other factors in the spread of wildfire like temperature, soil moisture, presence of trees, shrubs, and other potential fuels. But wind has a strong effect on fire behavior due to the fanning effect of the fire. High winds will cause the head of the fire to move rapidly. The purpose of this experiment is to figure out what would cause faster flame spread during wildfire. Will it be uphill wind or downhill? The hypothesis for this experiment is that downhill wind makes it faster to burn the trees during wildfires. An improvised miniature hill is made to perform the experiment, and each side is with an equal number of trees or rolled papers. Burning each side using a lighter, a fan is used to provide the wind. One is from below and one is from above, is timed and recorded. Materials used: wooden board, nails, and soft wire. This will be set up as a hill. Hammer, rolled up pieces of newspaper, scrap paper in equal sizes. Tray to set up the hill. Fan, match, lighter, or igniter to start the fire. Stopwatch, pen, and paper for recording the result. Procedure for this experiment: the wooden pieces are put together in approximately 70 to 90 degrees angle that will look like a hill. Then the nails are hammered to secure the wires, which will hold the rolled papers that serve as the trees. Roll the cut out papers and make sure that an equal number of papers will be placed on each side. 20 pieces were placed on each side for this experiment. Make sure that spaces are the same. And the last part is we light a fire on each side separately using a fan, making sure that same level of wind intensity is used. That will provide the wind direction. One placed on the top as the downhill wind and the other is from below as the uphill wind. Using a stopwatch, the uphill wind recorded 32.18 seconds, while the downhill wind is 1 minute and 10.69 seconds. For my conclusion, it is observed that uphill wind is faster to burn the trees because it recorded 32.18 seconds, while the downhill wind was 1 minute and 10.69 seconds. It observed that it takes less time for the uphill fire because the flames are already upward, even without wind, and a little bit of wind going up can easily cause the fire to tilt, and the fire will spread a lot faster to the bushes uphill. in downhill wind, it takes more time for the fire to spread because since the fire normally is upward, it needs a higher wind intensity for the fire to tilt. Therefore, the hypothesis is incorrect because uphill wind causes fire to spread more easily than downhill wind. Now we know that the wind direction can speed up fire. Further studies can be made if we can change the direction of the wind. If we can, it will help to make the spread of fire slower, which will give more time to evacuate people and animals and give time for firefighters to extinguish the fire.